And we are here getting ready for the Eastern Conference Finals. You guys see that price tag? So expensive.
Yeah, the average price for tonight's Game 1 at Madison Square Garden, $502. But the biggest show in town, it's a good price.
Literally the biggest show, because I want to focus on the big. Everyone here wants to give the guards the credit here. Our guy Russ in studio is come correct. Rocking Jalen Brunson. But again, it's the biggest show. You can leave because this is big only here. Karl-Anthony Towns is truly the X factor. I want you guys to see these numbers because he's currently in the postseason averaging 6.6 assists, which is more than his past 3 seasons combined. He is having a renaissance. He is being revitalized. He is the hub of New York. If they're trying to get to the NBA Finals, it will literally come down to the ball being in his hands. And let me show you this area of improvement. There's a 2-man action here. He's palming the ball, and look at it. He throws a nice little over-the-top pass because the paint is wide open. He's not even trying to settle the score. He's on one-on-one single coverage. Instead, he's getting his teammates going. Most importantly, the teammate being the hero, right? Jalen Brunson. Here, just making a right read. Slow on the step out, slow to try to get out to Brunson's shot. You know what happens here? He's going to attack. He's so good. Big body Brunson creating contact. And last but not least, I just love how Cat, again, is not settling. He's on the perimeter, one-on-one. He could look to score. He could look to attack. He can shoot threes. Most people here would just attack the lane. Instead, he finds OG Anunoby. Him spreading the wealth has been so crucial for them because it allows guys like OG, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart and company to truly cook. And last but not least, look at what the Knicks are shooting.
Wow.
When he passes the ball, 73%. Mind you, he's shooting 62% in the last series. So offensively, this is where this team has truly been separating. Cat on the attack, Malik.
Yeah, Karl-Anthony Towns has been a huge difference maker, Chene, in this series. As we say hello to Vince Goodwill, his Hennessy-tinted glasses.
Yeah, boy, shaded up.
Vince has been, if you can't tell by the drip, he's been covering the New York Knicks for us over the course of this postseason. And you just wrote a story about exactly what Chene's talking about. Cat as the hub of the offense. What's that unlocked for New York?
Everything.
Yeah.
I think when you take the pressure off of Jalen Brunson, and there's been this sort of uneasy balance between Karl-Anthony Towns and Mike Brown this season because his numbers have not been as plentiful as they were under Tom Thibodeau. In that film session between games 3 and 4 against the Atlanta Hawks after the Knicks go down 2-1 and panic was widespread, Mike Brown basically challenged him in his own way and said, hey, what are you doing? If you want the ball, go get the ball. And now we've seen Karl-Anthony Towns play like Draymond Green, play like Domantas Sabonis, players who have played under Mike Brown. He's just a more diverse offensive player than everybody that we've seen.
And now you're seeing this lethal Shump 2-man game between Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns.
This is what we always wanted. We knew that at the end of games, the Knicks do a great job of being in the game, whether that's within 6 plus or negative. But what we couldn't see with them turning the corner is how can y'all do that slugfest going into that timeout where the other team has to call the timeout because we know what's happening, but there's no real adjustment to make. We got to throw something out of left field at them because it's like we can't deal with this. Now you have it to where you can put Karl-Anthony Towns into the little cat scan. That's what I'm going to call it. That's the cat scan. When he sit up top right there and there he get 2 cutters going off and he can wait on that late pass, he's just looking for the mistake to get made. And I think the more he's done that this season, especially with the playoff, you've watched Jalen Brunson not only be a great cutter, but a great screener. He's been able to set back screens. He's been able to get guys going, but that forces people to be in action, and that gives you a closeout with Jalen Brunson at the end of the game. I don't think a lot of people could deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that the fans wanted, obviously former Knicks wanted, but it's what they needed. It's what Cat needed because I think they were losing him at one point. And this might have been a situation where we might have been trading Cat. But this opened up the door not only for Cat, but other guys reaping the benefits, like Mikal Bridges. He's getting more looks. Everybody else is getting rhythm. Cat's feeling more involved in the offense, even though it's not for scoring. But this is what he needed. It's what the team needed, and it is playing unbelievable basketball since then.
We were asking if Mikal Bridges was going to get benched after a scoreless game 3.
He looked pretty unhappy.
He's woken up from that basically off of passes and offense from Karl-Anthony Towns. He's been the best facilitator on this team.
Right, but now the question becomes for the Cavaliers, how do they slow down Karl-Anthony Towns?
Well, the first thing they got to do is not turn the ball over because the Cavs' defense in the playoffs is just, it ranks 8th out of the playoffs.
Up and down.
Okay, they are of the teams that are still alive, the Cavs have the weakest defense. The Knicks have a very strong offense, as we saw. Obviously, the Knicks are going to want to attack that. The Cavs have to make them go into the half court. Cat is killing teams in the half court, but in the half court, the Cavs have some weapons. in transition, the Cavs are getting toasted. So the first thing you got to do is make the Knicks actually use that offense of going to Cat and let Jared Allen and Evan Mobley and Dean Wade, they're guys who have good size and can defend, give them a fighting chance against Cat. The second thing they have to do is control Jalen Brunson. You know what they're going to do in this game. They are going to get Jalen Brunson matched up against Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. They are going to try to create those matchups that will be in the game plan right at the top. They need to hold their own and stay out of foul trouble because Jalen Brunson draws fouls. So those are two really important things for the Cavs to stay in the series.
Don't forget, also in the last 5 minutes of the game, it gets close. You know they're going to go Jalen Brunson, spread ISO. They can still go and use that. They just haven't had to because these games have been blowouts. They have not been tested. If there's a question about the Knicks, Shump, the Knicks have not been tested while the Cavs have played nothing but stress-filled games for the past 2.5 weeks.
And this is the first time, though, that you're going to watch at the end of the game, Jalen Brunson might just have a ton of energy because he hasn't been burning it all game using 20 to 25 dribbles on a possession. That's what makes it so
But they're
dangerous.
going to make him work on defense, too. You got James Harden and Donovan.
Without a doubt.
They're going to have to, both teams are going to be hunting each other.
Lace your shoes up tight. Lace them up.
Well, and then there's also the question, I mean, maybe a couple of tests early in that Hawks series that the Knicks faced here, but certainly the last 7 games, they have. Shump goes, walking around, though, New York City, I don't know about you guys, it has been orange and blue skies. So we asked our producers for some help here. They cooked up the best plays of the Knicks season. So why don't we just take a little trip down memory lane here, starting it off, Shump, with some top posters. This is against the Rockets.
Hey,
Karl-Anthony Towns.
what you doing down there?
Poor Jabari. Throwing it down with one hand.
Ooh.
Oh, don't talk to me dirty.
And then against the Pacers, OG Anunoby.
Excuse me.
And it looks like OG Brian's going to be back here for game 1.
Yeah, he's probable. I would expect him to get big minutes if he's going to go.
The 76ers, Mitch Robinson.
Watch your head.
Hey.
Way upstairs.
That's Joel Embiid. He slammed it on.
Hey.
Up in the attic.
Oh, Joel, you got to fix your face. Fix your face if you're going to be in the boat.
How about some Karl-Anthony Towns dimes? May I offer you one against the Hawks here? Cat gets the offensive board.
You know he keeps change in his pocket.
No
That's it, baby. I'm just looking for the mistake. I see a problem. Let me fix that. Oh, baby.
And then Cat, trapped in the corner.
This was a tough one right here. You know how he got this.
You thought he was trapped. You thought he was trapped.
Swung it over to
I love how he walks off.
Underhand.
He do the walk off.
He totally does. And then against the Raptors, Cat comes in, grabs the board.
Off the rebound.
Attitude. Now walk off.
Well, Magic.
All right, let's jump to some Knicks' most memorable moments here. This is game 4 against the 76ers. Brunson, he scored 5 points in 7
Oh, my
Did
God.
you see Mortal Kombat yet?
That's footwork.
The new movie is
Gotta
out.
send him to the screen.
5
I'm not done. I'm not
in
done.
7 seconds.
Honestly, I would needed a timeout after that play.
Yeah, and then against the Pacers, Brunson gets to his spot. It's a game winner, by the way.
Clutch player of the year.
Another clutch shot by Jalen Brunson.
VLs
And then against the Celtics, this is Josh Hart. Josh Hart hit
dribble.
not 1, but 2 clutch threes.
2 of those then.
To lead to the Knicks' victory here. So the Knicks have had some impressive moments. They're hoping to add to that collection tonight. Vince, thank you for the insight. Coming up, though, we had an alien.
Closing the team out is one of the toughest things you can do. It takes a full team effort, so we've got to do it together.
McBride, corner three, nails it. Right wing McBride, sidestep, heat check 3 over George. Hits again! Deuce McBride cannot miss right now. Oozing off on the crowder for Jalen Brunson, crossing over Barlow, left wing inside, reverse, he's got it! And then Brunson buries a far corner 3. Bang! It's a Knicks avalanche from downtown.
1, I'm not a star. 2, I want to win.
A sweep completed here in Philadelphia.
The New York Knicks, they will be facing Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it's hard not to be happy for Don. He's finally broken through. He's advanced to the conference finals. And it was a journey that took 9 years. It was 9 years in the making. And it's a path that had enough twists and turns to weave a very intricate web here. Because Donovan Mitchell, remember, he's never actually missed the playoffs. He started off on a really high note in 2018. He dropped 38 points in Game 6 against the Thunder. That's the 4th most in a series-clinching win by a rookie, trailing only Wilt, Kareem, and Magic. That's pretty dang good company. But then the disappointment came, of course, right? He blew a 3-1 lead in 2020 in the bubble to the Denver Nuggets, and then a 2-0 lead the following year to that shorthanded Clippers team. And you can see the frustration here on Donovan Mitchell's face. But now, all of that's changed. He's finally reached the stage, and he has the most career postseason points entering his first conference finals appearance in NBA history. Here's his latest diary installment with our Mark Spears.
It's been 9 long years.
And this topsy-turvy series belongs to Cleveland.
I'm in a situation where it's like you manifest it, you think about it, and then when it gets here, you have really a few hours to be happy about it, and then you got to move on, right? It's a milestone, right? It's something big for sure, but at the end of the day, it still doesn't mean anything without a ring. What's up, y'all? I'm Donovan Mitchell. This is my diary on ESPN and Skate. Away from an NBA Finals. It's not going to be easy for us coming up, right? I know the city's going to be on fire. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know Cleveland's going to be on fire. This is a fan base on both sides that are very, very rowdy. And it's going to be exciting. They're a really good team, and obviously, I get to play at home, so I get to stay at my house, which is great. But at the end of the day, we're here to do a job and get the win.
Mitchell takes the runway and puts on a scoring clinic.
My earliest memory. It's wild. Probably watching Melo and Stoudemire play. Never been to a playoff game in the Garden as a fan. You grow up in New York, you understand how long it's been, right, for them just getting to the finals, let alone winning. And when you're the team, when you're the guy that's in the way of that, it's definitely, something you want to go out there and take away.
Thank you, Donovan. Mark Spears, for that insight. Over here, this is Cavs Corner. Brian Windhorst has been manning Cavs Corner for us all season long. Your expectations for Donovan Mitchell, this is a huge stage for him.
Look, that was such an important moment in his career on Sunday night because he had to deliver not only as a scorer and a playmaker. And he said after the game, he goes, this is what he said to the team in the locker room. He goes, I don't know why it took us till we get our backs to the wall till we play this way. But we do, and when we do that, we can play against anybody. So the challenge now is do it starting tonight.
Right.
Because the Cavs got behind in the last series. They had to play from behind the whole time. The Knicks are too good. They will not blow a 2-0 lead like the Pistons did.
But what's the version of Donovan Mitchell that this Cleveland team needs him to be? Because New York is playing incredible basketball.
Yeah, I mean, you expect James to be a facilitator, but Don has to be that too. He has to be a true point guard and scorer, how he started out the game in Game 7.
Yeah.
He got Jared Allen going. He got Evan Mobley going. Sam Merrill. Like, those guys joined the party because I think prior to that game, he had maybe 3 or 4 total assists. He had that in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter.
8 assists, 0 turnovers in that game.
Being that floor general, reading the defense, getting guys involved, also scoring, you're going to need that. And hopefully, again, other guys pick up the slack, and then James can, do his thing with the less pressure on him. So you need him to be that floor general.
Yeah, I liked him coming out early, coming out aggressive. Donovan Mitchell getting off to the races like that helps everybody. And I think him starting it off with the pass, it did take him a while to figure it out, but it's like they weren't playing you for that. Everybody thought that you were hell-bent on scoring. Yeah, I wouldn't have game planned for Donovan Mitchell coming out here to distribute the basketball. It's just not in the cards for anybody. So for him to go out there and do that, to change the way you have to guard him. Because in playoff series, a lot of times we can almost pinpoint it and say he's going to get the first 2 plays called for him. This is how we're going to tilt. This is how we're going to load up. Being able to take that away from him with 2 quick passes, 3 quick passes, and then open up the floodgates to score the ball in a number of ways, I think it really helps.
Between Don and James, that has to be an either-or situation. And I think oftentimes we talk about them scoring, like how many points does James have? Is he showing up? Or when is Don going to have another huge 30-plus point second half? It's about them facilitating. Because we know Don is going to likely, even if it's a bad game, get to 20 points. But the impact is when he was able to make sure and fill in those holes for James Harden and distribute. And this team, like, if they're going to have any chance, it's not just Don. It's truly their bigs.
For sure.
I think their bigs are the ones that dictate, because when their bigs play with force, they win. We've seen it time and time again this postseason. And so if he's able to just keep the boat afloat, but also make sure those guys are productive, it's very interesting because Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, like, they need a guard to get them going. They can't do it themselves.
But you look in game 1s, Donovan Mitchell averages over 32 points a game, right? That's the 3rd highest in NBA history. So you know what he's going to be looking to do to set the tone early in the series, and that is to score. By my clock, we still have an hour and 25 minutes that we get to talk about this series. So let's get to it. We're going to take a quick commercial.